Kill yourself, faggot. Well, what are you doing here? Kill yourself.
Not that!
Tell him, Megatron. Do as I command!
We talked last week a little bit about Comic-Con plans, and we were just talking about it today.
Yes.
So, hopefully, as we get rolling closer to Comic-Con, we'll be locked in for a lot of content.
Locked in. I know my shoes are gonna get here, and I'm gonna be
yeah.
fucking obnoxious about it. I'm gonna be here every day. Shoes in your house.
Every episode prior to Comic-Con, you're gonna be like, "What's up, everybody?"
Yeah, I got these for this amount of money, and they're normally that amount of money. And yes, they're knockoffs, and I am happy to admit it.
Amazing. I mean, I think it'd be good. Is there anything for Comic-Con that you're like looking forward to, or interested in seeing what they've got? Like, what's the vision board for Comic-Con this year?
The vision board, I don't know. I went to PAX this year with no money and talked to the suicide prevention guy, as I may have mentioned before.
I think we talked about that on this show,
yeah.
which I thought was so funny to corner the suicide prevention guy and be like, I'm broke as fuck.
I just want to talk to anyone. Nobody's talking.
Poor guy
Please
makes
talk.
when you at the table. He's like, are you a threat to yourself or others? And you're like, are you gonna leave if I say yes or no?
He gave me a fidget. Shout outs, bro. My sister plays with it all the time.
Hell
and
yeah.
me, I use this, which I think I was holding when I talked to him, actually.
He's on the fidget toy. He's like, all right, well, you have a coping mechanism. Like, you're fine. He's like, it's not that
You're
big.
good to go.
I'm excited for Comic-Con because I think, well, I guess we'll see what the schedule looks like. But I like to try to pop into one or two panels on different stuff if possible.
Mm-hmm. I love panels.
Last year they did a really cool, well, in retrospect, a really cool panel, which was, I guess I'm thinking about this now that I'm having some clarity about it, which is that they did a panel that was like a bunch of Batman writers, and it was all about Batman and like current like stories that people were writing. But I'm realizing now that there was a point in that where they were talking about like the new stuff that was coming up that they couldn't talk about, and that's the current Batman run that I'm reading by Matt Fraction that's been like really well received.
Oh, Matt Fraction's working on it?
Yeah, he's writing it, and
Okay.
it's been amazing. I just got the new issue today, and I'm really excited. But I'm just now realizing that they were talking about that last year, and so that should be cool. We'll see if there should be hopefully some Transformers artists, Transformers adjacent people.
We'll
I'm
see.
sure will be
see.
somewhere.
And before we continue any further, can we give it up for Petra's hair, everybody? We got the
Yes,
new hair.
today's the day, yeah.
It was happened today.
Went
It
to
looks
the
gorgeous.
salon.
Do a little.
It's great because
Yeah.
now watching it, you don't have to go blind while you're watching the episode as the sun reflects off my big ass forehead.
And my pale ass skin. Vampiric in nature. It's just
People watch this show and they use it to like color check paint for their house.
Oh yeah.
They go, wow, this is the whitest thing I've ever seen.
Bring up the faggot on the second monitor.
They're color matching. They're going, okay, all right, so we've got a bunch of queers over here, and then we've got this can of white paint for like an exterior fence. What's whiter?
And we need a slight blue undertone that looks malnourished in nature and perhaps does not see sunlight.
Give me an even gayer person whose veins you can see clear through their skin. Perfect. Give me somebody who's like if a girl was a boy and if a boy was a girl. Perfect. This is this is the perfect frame of reference.
My coughs this episode are gonna be so nasty. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm like,
You're just open mouth coughing directly into the microphone like a toddler. Just.
oh my god, no! Because every time I laugh now, it like starts as a wheeze, and it just kind of like sustains. It's really
Just gasping for breath every time.
yeah, but just
Oh my God.
it like rattles. It's so bad. I'm not contagious. I would not do that. But oh my god,
this is we're a sickness positive show. You're encouraged to be on the show for very ill.
Because we're always sickening.
Oh my god. So anyway,
I was talking to my mom a couple days ago, and she was telling me what a turducken is, and she was
never
like,
heard of a turducken?
I had heard of it. I did not know what it was,
Oh.
and she was describing it to me, and she's like, "Isn't that disgusting?" And I'm like, "Couldn't you say it's foul?"
Oh my god.
I was so proud of myself.
That's good. Off the cuff, that's good. It seems like something that you would find in a book like great jokes from the 1940s. You know?
I've been watching a lot of Legends of Evantris or something like
I have
that.
no idea what that is.
D&D podcast. I see it on the YouTube shorts. And I go,
that was the other thing with Comic-Con.
Oh,
they're coming to... The D&D people will be at Comic-Con, so I don't...
Wizards of the Coast?
No, like Dimension 20. Like, I think a bunch of them are going to be there.
See, in the episode where I said all those cancelable things that have since been canned.
Yes, yeah. In our mystery deleted episode.
Yeah, that will never be resurfaced.
Yes, yeah. It's never seen the light of day.
It's never seen the light of day. It also got corrupted, so there's no hope.
Right. Yeah. Thank God for the technical difficulties. It saved you from public cancellation.
Yes, I will.
Both of our fans. We're going to post it on Twitter.
Yeah, and both of our things. All two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
All two
one
and a
of them
half.
was going to ride or die for us, and one of them was going to cancel. And so we were gonna.
I do need the
half our
humbling.
viewership.
I do need the humbling. I'm in a public space where my worthless opinions can be heard for millions.
I really eagerly await the day that you decide to make the jump back into social media, and you're met with only positives, and you go, "Oh, I was wrong all this time."
No, I want to be humbled day one. I need, like, you know, Germa's audience, how they're always like just really fucking mean to him, and he's like the most lovely streamer. Yeah. Like, that's kind of what I need. I need my ego in check.
I think my dream would be that we build this up and we're doing this show and it's getting attention and people like it, whatever. And I am able to publicly be like, okay, like, you're going to start your Instagram. And
you have to hype up my Instagram?
Right, and I'm able to be like, this is the launch day. Everybody go comment this, or, you know, and like, I'm able to
kill yourself, faggot. Well, what are you doing here? Kill yourself.
Not that. But it would be kind of funny to have it, like, let's say I had, 10,000 people I could point in one direction and just be like, everybody go comment bald. That would be hilarious. That would be so funny.
That would be really funny.
So that, like, imagine someone who's like a fan who doesn't know about that, and then they go to your page, and it's just every post just says bald. That's hilarious.
Okay, if I do ever go back online, I need that to be the bit. That's really fucking good.
I think 2026 is the year where you get back on social media. Mostly because they're adapting Homestuck. So by the time that show releases, you're going to need to be there because, you're influential in the community.
Oh my God. Vivzy Pop. Dude, it's the same lady. It's the same lady. Not Hell of a Boss. Oh my God.
Hotel?
Yes, that one. Great pun of a title.
I guess. Hotel. I am so scared of that show and everything associated with it. I don't know a single thing about it.
I know too many people that I hated the first season and then went back to it and ironically, in quotes, watched it and caught up for season 2.
Okay.
And I've had so many people tell me about it that whenever I open YouTube to have my little German 985 VODs while I draw and do other productive adult things.
Right.
It's Germa long edits and Alistor and the fucking screen one just every time they were funny, every time they were gay. Lucifer being the best character for 8 minutes straight. I don't know these people. I don't know them.
Has Been Hotel gay moments compilation just the show? That's my understanding.
And it's
What's the other one? What's the other one that's CGI? That's not 2D, but you know what I'm talking about, right? It looks like creepy fucking like jack-o'-lantern, or not jack-o'-lanterns, Jack in the Box and like clowns and shit. That show, I don't know what it is.
You're gonna catch some smoke for that.
That's fine.
This one.
I'm
You're gonna
fine
catch
to catch
some
smoke. Please forgive me. I'm saying from ignorance, I don't know what it is. It's not that I am dismissing it. I'm so scared of it.
Are you talking about The Amazing Digital Circus?
Yes, that's what it is. That's the name.
See, I watched the pilot episode, and it has apparently, allegedly, gotten better since then. But I'm like, I've never felt more out of touch with my generation than I do right now.
That's good because that's comforting. Because I don't.
And I was a Homestuck fan.
I don't partake in those pieces of culture, but every time I interact with them and I see people my age engaging with them, I'm like,
they love it.
Maybe I was born in the 60s and I just like happened to wake up when I did.
I feel like such a boomer talking about like anything that's topical when it comes to the web series. Though I did, after putting it off for a very long time, watch the Knights of Guinevere pilot.
Okay.
Kind of ate.
Wow.
I cannot lie. I thought it was going to fall into that category, and it does to a degree.
I'm really glad when we get to things like this that are timely because what a thumbnail it's going to be to say, talking about Has Been Hotel. Amazing. Amazing digital circus. But it gets us in front of people.
Oh my God.
They get mad at us.
Yeah, they're going to get really mad.
I have no greater dream than to be canceled by a niche community. And not like canceled like we did something evil, but just like to become hated by a niche community. Amazing. I don't shit on the Homestuck community because that would be just me being mean to you. So
It's all fun and games until I start talking about my Neon Genesis Evangelion opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
I know, I keep telling you about it, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What is your most cancelable Neon Genesis Evangelion opinion?
Anything you say about the show can be identified as cancelable, whether it's negative or positive. You could be like, it's the greatest piece of media I've ever consumed, and then someone else is going to pull up and be like, what about the incest pedophilia between the clone of his mom, who's a 14-year-old girl, and the dad? Who's technically her father, but also
This is
her
not
past
selling me
husband.
on watching it at all.
What about the masturbation on the unconscious teenage girl from the other teenager, who is also the main character, as he cries because he's feeling so bad about doing it?
That's not real.
It's real. It's a bit. It's a joke. Wait.
That is not a real part of the show.
I gotta pull out the Gianni Matrigano.
I
Sorry,
am 100%
I butchered that.
gonna bleep what you just said. That is so.
Shinji, please. Shinji, no. Shinji.
That is like crazy. I mean,
this is fake, but it's real in the show.
No, please, Shinji.
So
what the hell?
it's a bit because it's Spike Spiegel and he's unconscious and that's the dub, and then Shinji enters the frame at crotch level to his face because you know he's about to.
No.
Like it's crazy. It happens in the movie, I believe.
I'm not gonna oversimplify and be like, why would anyone watch this show? But under what circumstances could a scene like that be like earned in a show?
He's a 14-year-old boy.
That's
the explanation.
This is a person in the hospital.
Yeah. And she just and then she kind of loses her shit and dies because of it.
So he literally jacks her to death.
To death. To the grave.
And people are getting online being like, this show is my entire personality.
So here's the thing. It's like, I'm so torn on Neon Genesis Evangelion because I keep going back and forth on it where I'm like, this fucking sucks. Why did I watch it? But also I really can appreciate and to a degree do appreciate how experimental it is with the medium of animation. Because that's kind of the breakthrough for me. Was that this was made, 1998, 1997?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was any older than the 2010s.
Yeah, it was straight to anime. There was no manga or anything like that. They did a manga afterward, which I believe was fan-made, which I was telling you about at the bookstore, which is apparently better plot-wise. It's a little bit more coherent.
Interesting.
But it's very surrealist, and it's a cosmic horror that is introduced as a teen mech anime.
Interesting. Okay, so there's artistic reasons to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the story or the content of the story
is fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
It's I can appreciate what the creator Hideaki Anno was trying to do and did, and it's also been remade to a lot. It's been remade.
Interesting.
I think 3.5 times now.
Jeez.
There's the movie End of Evangelion, which I also watched, and then there's the last 2 episodes of the show, which are 2 separate timelines. It's a whole thing.
I have such a I don't have anything
weird
against or I think here's what I'm trying to say more clearly. Mm-hmm. I think broadly anime is way better at having complicated, expansive, interesting, novel, unique storylines than most Western animation. So much of Western animation is homogenized to children's animation that is the same thing, or adult animation, which is a hellscape.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really glad that stuff exists. But sometimes as a result of that wide variance, you have stuff that's very critically acclaimed that has some of the craziest shit ever in it.
Which I do really like.
Sure. I mean, I guess I would rather a world where a guy makes something like that that's really fucked up and weird. But that means that a bunch of these other stories were also written, because that means there's not as many restrictions on what you can make. And I'm okay, great.
Yeah, Evangelion is so weird because after because I watched up to episode 24 out of 27, I believe, of the original show, and then watched the movie, which is the true ending, and then went back and watched the original ending that was streamed with the show, or aired with the show, I should say. Not streamed. They didn't have streaming yet. Gen Z moment. And I liked the original or the originally aired ending more because
Sure.
it was like more weird.
Interesting.
It,
Huh.
it was just like, I don't know. I appreciate the experimentation with the medium and storytelling. I love
Yeah.
surrealist shit, even if it's like fucked up contents. That's kind of my thing.
I have something relatable to this, which is that I'm finishing up a novel right now
Oh,
that I
yeah.
started
Oh yeah.
I started in probably like September or October.
yeah.
It's 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami.
Tell the people about it.
So I didn't know anything about Murakami except one book of his I had read prior, Tsukuru Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage. Sorry, Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage. And I really enjoyed that book. It was a breeze to read. It has some really compelling stuff. It is emotionally captivating. Like, it was great. And so I thought, if I'm going to read one of his, I want to tackle the big one. 1Q84 is like 1,200 pages. It's a
great title,
I don't
by
know
the
where
way.
it is, but
1Q84 is such a good title.
It's a great title. It's a
Yeah.
huge book. I thought, why not really go for it? People will recommend Kafka on the Shore and Wind Up Bird Chronicles as his other like big books, and I knew that, but I just because I'm a loser, I always am like, well, what's the unique one nobody really talk about, you know? And so I was like, I'm gonna try that one. So I tried 1Q84, and it gets to the point where like somewhere right around the halfway point, a little earlier, there's just some content that is really difficult to read, and I mean, you and I have had this discussion because of the movie Poor Things, which we very much disagree about. But
We do very much. It's
there's
like one of the few things in
I
our
know.
friendship that like we can't see eye to eye on. And you know
there's
what?
a thread of similarity here, though, which
Yeah.
is that discussion of the movie Poor Things, I'm willing to engage in because I can recognize that people have different ways to talk about like difficult subject matter. That like to me, the movie Poor Things is too difficult to engage with, and so I choose to view it negatively. But you have a different perception of it. With this book, I had to sort of do an internal reckoning of the same, where I was like, what is like, where does my threshold lie for when it's like I'm no longer enjoying this piece of media? It's fictional, so I don't have an ethical concern about it existing. It's not like it's writing a documentary being like, here's all this horrible shit I did.
Yeah.
But it's like, when does it cross the threshold where it's like, oh, I don't enjoy that? And that's personal threshold is going to change for everybody because sometimes something could be totally benign, but because of my personal experience, it's very difficult to read, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to reckon with that. I got to like the halfway point and a little bit past, and I was like, I don't think I like it. I think I have engaged with it to a point that it's falling apart.
Which always sucks when you're like really into it and then
But
it's just like,
in the last week,
oh,
I have turned another corner because the story
Oh.
has. I'm probably close to 800 pages, so I don't have much left. And it has taken some turns where I can now understand, in context of the broader story, what is attempting to be communicated through a lot of that stuff. And while I still have difficulty engaging with it as like a great thing to read, I can totally see why it's there. And a lot of times for me, it's utility to the story is going to determine whether or not I like it. So if I'm like, why did you add that in there? There was no reason to do that. Then I'm more likely to be like, that was bad. But if it gets to a point where you go, I actually understand why you put that in the story. Like, it really serves the message of the story. It really serves the world, whatever. Makes sense. And that's where I'm getting to, where I'm like, damn, I think he might have won me over. And I'll see how the rest of the book closes out. But what we were talking about with Evangelion is the same with Murakami, where he is such an incredibly skilled novelist and writer that even in the points where I was like really having a tough go reading some of the material, I thought it's like impossible to put down because his writing is so captivating.
that was me with Evangelion because Hideaki Anno is like a director and animator. Like, I don't really like him in like what he makes, but
Sure.
I love how he approaches filmmaking.
Yeah.
And like everything he does feels like a love letter to filmmaking, which is so crazy because it's
Interesting.
also original and
Sure.
like, but you can just really tell that he's honed his craft in Evangelion and especially end of Evangelion. Like that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
He does like the most surreal middle and third act of a movie I've ever seen.
Wild.
And I like, I really like my surreal movies.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Hourglass Sanatorium was one of my movies of the year last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my big takeaways with that you were reminding me of is his treatment of women in the series.
Sure. And that's the Murakami thing with all his books, is that
Yeah.
people are like, you're going to get some of the best novel writing you've ever read. And he, like, his view of women, regardless of plot, just his descriptors and his whatever, it is very clearly, like, it can be upsetting to read because of how he treats them.
Yeah, and that's kind of where Evangelion sat for me in a way, where my gripes with it are way less about the content and like what actually happens in the show,
Sure.
and more so, and I'm gonna get fucking scalped for this. A lot of the points that he was trying to get across as a very intentional filmmaker and writer
Sure.
fall flat because of the time, but also it like to me came across as being like fake deep, which was more
Right.
frustrating to me because there was so many points where like 3 episodes would pass and I would
Yeah.
like get on board with what was happening.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know, Asuka in the inflation suit. And I know that's like a gag and like kind
Sure,
of a
but there's-
satire
yeah,
of itself. But it just pulled me out of it so hard where I was like,
I know, and
Yeah.
I think often I think about with stuff like that how parts of like the world where art is much more homogenized. You don't run into that stuff as much, but then you are like upset the whole time that it isn't taking any risks. If I'm like challenged by a piece of fiction in American fiction, it is usually because it presents a historical reality.
that's me with East of West.
East
Every
of
time I
West,
pick it up,
that's
it's like,
such a good example.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm going to sing the praises of that book
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
But what makes East of West's topics and stories so like heart wrenching is that it is rooted in real historical context.
yeah,
So-
the Texans,
Yes.
it's like the coolest shit in the entire book, but he's like a Klansman basically.
Yes, and
it's
exactly.
so fucking weird.
So to read it, you're like, oh, that's like so horrible that it's real, and that is making this story so complicated.
Yeah.
Speak of the Devil, same guy. It's up here. Manhattan Projects also by Jonathan Hickman.
Oh.
He's writing a story where throughout time all the great scientists have been collected in a room, but that means that half of them are Nazi scientists, and he doesn't humanize them. He's not intending to communicate to you that like, actually, he was more a scientist than a Nazi. It doesn't try to do that at all. It rightly condemns all of them, but it is challenging because it makes you think about the intersection between science and power.
Yeah.
And I like that. But my whole reason to say that is that like a lot of Western media, and I don't know why this is the case, but is like rooted in history as the vehicle to teach you the lesson of the story. Whereas it feels like outside of that, anywhere else, there is more a willingness to just be like, what if this happened?
yeah.
What would that
Fuck it.
mean? What
Let's
would
just
that
go
do?
crazy.
And that's cool, but it also can be more challenging because I'm used to like comics and novels and whatever from America, especially where it's like, well, he's a bad guy, and we're going to show he's a bad guy because he's racist. And that's the worst thing anyone could ever be. And I agree that is the worst thing anyone could ever be, but it is also, there are other evil things you can be. And there is like some unwillingness to break from some of those things to communicate it. So then it's like, I get it that like, there are other times where it's like, yeah, this is going to be like uncomfortable sexual content to show someone is evil or just to show the character. And it's like, I may not find that much enjoyment from that media, but it is doing the same thing that a lot of other media does.
Girl, I have some movies to talk about now.
Okay.
You're reminding me. So last night,
It's Megalopolis.
oh, Megalopolis, best movie ever made. Absolute cinema.
That
So
huge,
good.
very sexual scene in that I just didn't. No, I'm kidding. There's
No,
not-
the
there's
eating
not.
out on the piano, on the grand piano. Cunt.
Wait, what?
Remember when Aubrey Plaza got eat out by that old man, or Shia LaBeouf, I forget.
On the piano?
Was it on the piano? It was on something.
I don't remember that.
It
That
would
movie
you-
was so fucking long.
I-
You could tell me basically anything happened in that, and I'd be like, that makes sense.
I only remember bits and pieces because I could not see. And I have not rewatched it since.
That's crazy.
Actually, no, that's not true. I rewatched like the middle act of it recently because my
I
friends,
rewatched the middle of a movie.
my friends on Discord were watching it, and I convinced them to watch it. And so I stopped in the middle, and I just like caught the dinner scene basically
Oh
with
my
Giancarlo
God.
Esposito, and she's being like "Daddy," and she's like quoting philosophy to Adam Driver.
Barely remember that.
Yeah, and,
I really
it goes on
wanna
the
rewatch
escalator, or not on the escalator,
the movie Sidewalk.
yeah, the movie, yeah.
That movie is so Ayn Rand
need to
coded
rewatch
in the
it.
funniest possible way.
We need to rewatch it.
I know. We
need
should
to
rewatch it.
See, that's a good example of like just saying fuck it.
Yeah, and that's why I liked that movie because it was so bad, but it was also like very clearly someone trying to say something unsuccessfully. He had no message, but whatever he was trying to do, he was saying it loudly. And
It
I'm
was
like, awesome.
Every movie ever and no movie ever made before at once, and it's fucking awesome. What I was gonna say though,
Yeah.
2 movies I've watched recently. November 2017, which I believe is
The
I
movie's called
forget.
November 2017.
The year that it came out is 2017.
got
The
it.
movie is called November.
Okay.
There are a couple other movies named November, hence the distinction.
Interesting. Okay, nice.
I forget what European place it was made in. isn't who it is about.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm being a bad Slav right now, and it's a very Slavic movie, I believe. I don't even remember. I'm being a bad Slav right now. But that movie was very weird. It was a surreal movie where it had a lot of like morally reprehensible things happening in it.
Sure.
But it's like so balls to the wall crazy, and it's a vibes movie.
Yeah.
I've been getting really into the vibes movie lately.
Yeah. When you are engaging with something like that, is that like a lot of? Is that for you a very active watching process, or is that more of a like?
Oh, I love it.
Setting background image.
Girl,
type deal?
the second it
Like
doesn't,
a streamer versus like watching a documentary. You know what I mean?
the second it doesn't make sense, I lock the fuck in.
Really?
Oh my God. So last night, this is where I was going with this. Last night I watched Norway, the vampire movie.
Interesting.
Apparently it kind of got like an upstart on TikTok because of the movie Abigail. It was one of the top 4 vampire movies of one of the stars of that movie. I knew nothing about this. It's just been on my vampire watch list for a while.
Okay.
But it's a vampire who is like the sleaziest guy ever. And it's 1984.
Perfect.
And it's basically like a 2-night long pub crawl. And that's how it starts.
So good.
And it has the craziest plot twist I've ever seen in a movie of all time.
Really?
And it's also a dark comedy. And also,
okay, I'm very sold on that.
everyone's blood is a different color.
Oh, love.
It is the best. Well, spoilers for movies of last year. I won't even say which one because I believe in it so much.
Wow.
Best vampire movie I've ever seen other than Sinners. I'm very picky. I am so fucking picky.
Have we talked about Only Lovers Left Alive?
No, and I hate that movie. I'm sorry. I was talking about it yesterday. I hate that movie.
I don't think we've had a conversation about
We
this.
haven't?
I love that movie.
You do? Okay.
I fuck with that movie so crazy.
I see.
But I would love to hear why you hate it.
So it's so funny that we bring this up because
for the sake of a clip or something, give me your vampire movie, criteria or top 5.
Hello TikTok.
No. I'm actually interested in this because if we're gonna talk about Only Lovers Left Alive, I want to know what
my top
ranks
4
high. Top 5 vampire movies.
So I have like 100. This is not going to be a clippable answer. I'm sorry. I'm ruining the whole bit.
No, I'm kidding. It doesn't have to actually be. I am genuinely. I want to know.
So I have a vampire and zombie movie watch list. Both are about 100 movies long.
Jeez.
Because I actually hate vampires. Surprisingly, I am a huge Vampire the Masquerade fan.
Right.
I'm so autistic about it. It's not even funny. I will like sit down at a bar, and if someone approaches me and I'm wearing like, I don't know, I've been wanting to make Vampire the Masquerade art shirts lately. Yeah. If someone was like, "Oh, I like your shirt, Tim Bradstreet," right? I'd be like, "Oh yeah." So about the Tremere Chamitsu.
And mind you, you're stone sober at this point.
I'm stone cold sober. Oh my God, I'm so fucked up right now. I like brought it up and immediately like pivoted.
In your head, the concept of someone approaching you at a bar and talking about Vampire the Masquerade is so hot that you start stuttering just imagining it.
I know, I couldn't even pronounce Chamiche right. I got fucked up immediately. What the fuck was I saying?
So you have a list of 100 vampire movies and you don't even like vampires.
Yes. So almost every vampire movie I've watched, I just do not give a shit about because I am not interested when vampires are trying to be humanist.
Okay.
It is interesting in the context of Vampire the Masquerade, but that's because it is a like political analogy in a way because of like the echelons of the society that they live in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Illuminati-esque where there's this...
Right. This other class of thing that is kind of looks like a human, but it has its own culture and its own world and history and all that. Yeah.
And they're constantly fighting like their inner beast.
Right.
And they are, at the end of the day, like hypocritical monsters that are eating people.
Yeah.
So like...
when you play the human elements against the monster elements...
It works.
It works. Yeah.
So... my complaint with Only Lovers Left Alive in particular is that it doesn't lean into that hard enough. It is a very sleepy romance movie, which I can fuck with. I was trying so hard to like that movie the entire time I saw it, or I was watching it, I should say. But it's a vibes movie. You are there for the ride. I do really like the soundtrack. The performances are stellar. The set design is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I should say maybe the reason that I think so highly of that movie is that, like, the two of them are so well suited to play vampires that it's almost like the movie could be a lot worse and they would still be great because their performances are so good.
Yeah, like The Dead Don't Die with Tilda Swinton.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard of it.
It's not good. I don't recommend it. It was a fun watch, but it's also a vibes movie. I think it's the same director as Only Lovers Left Alive, actually.
Might be. Yeah.
It is also a sleepy vibes movie where it's like kind of apocalyptic in nature, but there's nothing happening.
Huh.
So what I said about Norway last night after I finished it is that it's only lovers left alive, but something actually happens. Because that's literally the plot.
Okay, that sells me in a big way. Because
you would love it,
that is the complaint I had with Only Lovers Left Alive. But I liked the aesthetic and the slow burn and the whatever so much that I forgave it. Mm-hmm. But I do remember being like, oh, I was waiting for it to start.
It's like a philosophical watch.
Yeah.
Other than like a film watch, which I can appreciate. But again, I'm not interested in human looking, human acting, only interested in being human vampires. And that's not to say, because I also have a complaint with this, on the other end of the spectrum where you have like, we're vampires and we eat people and we're like, we're so villainous. We're so fucked up. Like the Lost Boys. I have no interest in it. I have no interest in the Lost Boys. I'm sorry, you can't pay me to care. I haven't even seen it. But like, we're hot young boys and we're bikers and we're men and we're kind of gay. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's how... That's how werewolves are portrayed across the board, right?
So
and it's one of the
sad.
reasons that you can't really have a compelling... but no one has ever made a compelling piece of werewolf like media at that scale, because it's just like... I mean, it's like a hot guy with no clothes on. That's like the appeal for a lot of people. So it just gets reduced to that, as opposed to exploring what could be interesting about it.
I really like transhumanism in stories. If no one could tell. I really like...
If you put the word trans in front of something, I'm at least giving it a look. I'm at least, I'll Google it.
I'll Google it.
I'll check it out. I'll read the Yelp reviews.
Transhumanism is such a cool concept in literally anything. I know that's more of like a cyberpunk term for like Deus Ex and like...
But it applies to any of these,
Yeah, where it's like...
human-adjacent mythology and monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. And here's the hilarious thing. The same people that made Vampire the Masquerade, they have a sister tabletop role-playing game called Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Oh, nice.
And for so long, I was like, I should check that out. And recently I did. Werewolf 20th Anniversary Edition.
Oh.
I was so disappointed.
No.
I was so disappointed.
Really?
They're like, and this will sell it for some people, but it didn't for me. They're basically like warlocks.
Oh, interesting.
They're werewolves, but also, I didn't read too much into it.
Sure.
They're werewolves, but also wizards, but also shaman, but also like 1998 appropriated indigenous peoples are werewolves.
Oh, so it's more, they add a lot to the idea of a werewolf. So it's not, at the end, it's not really about a werewolf, it's about like all this other stuff.
They're also just boring looking.
Yeah.
They're just like beefed up dudes that are hairy.
Well, that's what I was going to say is there's a problem with werewolf media that from my, corner of like nerd culture or whatever is the same reason it's hard to make a really good Incredible Hulk show. Which is or a movie or whatever, how do you make a compelling story out of something where the goal for the character is to not become that thing? Like for a vampire, the thing is like, I have to eat somebody, but then like you can introduce a lot of complication into like who it is.
Like vampire seeking consenting suicidal person, that movie, things like that.
You get all kinds of media where it's like, I'm a vampire that kills murderers. I'm a vampire that kills like evil people. I kill politicians. You can do that 100 ways, and each time it's like there's something interesting about it.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire that I'm new to it, so I don't know how to do it, and I try to find people and I apologize to them when I kill them. There's all these layers.
And if you want all those at the same time, you could start playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition out now. Sabat DLC incoming. There's more of it eventually if they don't chop them up more first. Anyway, as you were saying.
So like that's the point, right? Is that that is very compelling. For a werewolf, all you can really do is, I am a werewolf. I don't want to turn into a wolf. So then if I do, it's unsatisfying. It's unsatisfying. Like, if the guy chains himself up and it works, then what are we watching? We're just watching a guy chained to a wall.
I don't want to turn into a wolf. Don't make me.
Literally.
Don't make me.
And so that's what people say about I think this was a Kevin Feige quote. Or there was some person a long time ago that made a point about this. It was like, how do you make an Incredible Hulk movie? Because if he turns into the Hulk, that means your main character has failed in their arc. As soon as he transforms, it means that Bruce Banner, the person, has lost. And you don't want your protagonist to lose in the movie. But if he becomes the Hulk and smashes buildings and stuff, we as the audience win, but we can't root for this guy. Because if you sell me the tragedy of him, that means I don't want him to turn into the Hulk. I want him to be happy. So there's like a cross thing there where the only way to really do it is if like the person is like unsympathetic. But even then, he's like a bad guy, and then he becomes a bigger rampaging bad guy. That also is interesting.
In
yeah,
red.
literally, yeah. So something like that, where it's like the transformation is undesirable, and you pity the guy it's happening to. Then it's more of a horror movie for that main character. It's not really a
horror
superhero,
movie,
it's not
Hulk
whatever.
movie would be so
Oh my
cunty.
God. There are so many superheroes and characters that, like, if you gave them the horror treatment for real, stunning. The big one is like Plastic Man, people say, from DC. He's got like
He's like
Mr.
the funniest
Fantastic.
character ever, but it's like
Yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah, people have said for a long time, if you made a horror movie with that, where like it was him as like he's all stretchy and whatever, it's like body horror, and you make it really creepy and out there.
Cronenberg.
I could see something like that happening. The current DC slate, they're giving stuff to real artists. They're saying make a movie out of this.
Really?
I could see that happening.
God, I would
It'd be
get
amazing.
back into superheroes so fast. Are you kidding me? Speaking of, I need to see the black and white werewolf movie that Marvel put out. I know it's
Oh yeah,
horrible.
Werewolf by Night. Yeah.
I want to watch it so bad.
Oh, I was going to ask
watch
you
it
about
so
vampire
bad.
movies though. If you saw Nosferatu.
So I still haven't seen it, but I know about The Coming Blood, and I need to watch it based on that alone.
The thing about Nosferatu is that I don't have as much context as you do on the broader landscape of vampire movies, but
Which is so funny because I hate them.
well,
It's
sure.
so funny.
But I
Sorry.
mean, but one of my favorite movies is What We Do in the Shadows. That's like a lot of my frame of reference is that. And
The movie or
what's-
the show?
The movie.
The movie is like one of the best vampire movies of all time, hands
Okay.
down. Like
Amazing.
it just, I
I'm
think
glad to hear that because I agree, but I also
It's
agree
a satire of
it's one my
itself.
favorite movies.
yes,
right.
it's so good.
It's so good because it's like I didn't know the first time I watched it that each of the vampires is meant to parody a different type of vampire from fiction.
It's so
And it was very cool to find that out because now on every rewatch I'm picking up on so much little genre trope stuff they do that's really fun. And that movie's really, really good. And I with Nosferatu, it was fun because
you must bounce on it,
yeah.
crazy
Having
style.
seen what we do in the shadows, it contextualized Nosferatu so I could understand what kind of like vampire genre it was in, and that made it so good.
Yeah.
Nosferatu is like there are so few things for me that work in horror that I'm like not legitimately scared by, but that I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
Because I can get real scared. Like I can watch something and
Really?
be like, that is too much for me. I can't handle it. Or it can be just like, oh, I can see through the effects. Like it's fine. So
That's-
like the original Halloween, it's like, oh, that's a fun movie. It's like a slasher. It's great. I don't, whatever. But there are plenty of movies that I've just actively not watched because I'm like, I know it'll freak me out too bad.
This is so fucked up because that's me, but with like the most nothing movies ever. I'm too scared to watch Skinamarink.
No, I get that one because
Okay,
that is
okay,
a
okay.
specific genre of horror that really scares me.
Thank God, everyone's like, you would get scared of Skinamarink, you fucking pussy, and
I
I'm
know.
like, I have those hallucinations
Because
sometimes. Like
specifically
I
to
would
me,
get freaked out.
Not seeing the monster is the scariest part. And a whole
yeah.
movie of that, I'm like, yeah. I don't know if you saw, I saw the TV Glow from a couple years ago.
I haven't, but I need to
I
very
saw that
bad.
in theaters, and I went into it having no clue what it was, but knowing it was probably pretty good.
Yeah.
There is a shot in that scared the fuck out of me.
I've heard that it's very, very scary.
I should say there's a couple shots. There's a handful of shots in that scared the fuck out of me. But it was in a genre where I was like, this is scaring me because it's very specifically the effects are really good, but also the atmosphere draws you in.
Atmosphere
Nosferatu,
is scarier
perfect.
to anything you can show me.
Yes.
Like the atmosphere of a movie.
Well, and in I Saw the TV Glow, there's a shot where you think they're not going to show you the monster, and that is what makes it so fucking scary. Is that you as the viewer, you're already so creeped out because you're thinking that like, oh, they're not going to do it because the movie's so liminal, and then and it scares you. Oh my god, it scared me so fucking bad.
Oh my God.
And then there's a lot of that movie is like environmental. I mean, I joke about that movie that it's like if Napoleon Dynamite was trans because.
That's
So,
crazy.
Like, Napoleon Dynamite's one of my favorite movies, and there's so many shots in that movie where it's like two people sitting next to each other and like, so what are you going to do later? I don't know. What are you going to do later? I don't know. I'm going to go to the store.
And there's
that
a monster
very,
being like...
Well, but in I Saw the TV Glow, it's like almost the same dialogues, but shot from like a really disconcerting angle. And then they're having a conversation, and then one of them will
Love.
just say something that makes no sense. So
I need to watch
stuff
this
like
movie
that where you're
now.
like very creeped out because you're like it's awkward, but then it's like really scary. It's really good.
Girl, that's like my favorite shit ever.
I know. And that's the thing. I saw the TV Glow. It did scare the fuck out of me, but it's a great movie. It's really good.
Oh my god, I love the
said I
Chuck
was gonna
Jones
say
angle
Nosferatu.
with like mundane dialogue, and it's like
it does that really really well. You will find in the movie, you will end up scared of like a house on a street in a neighborhood, and there's nothing weird about it. You know, that's how effectively it's shot. But Nosferatu, as opposite as a horror movie can be, because it is completely dramatized. It is completely big and whatever. There's the
Lily
shot
Rose
from the
Depp
trailer
with the
yeah. There's the shot from the trailer that's literally the silhouette of his hand going over the town.
love cunt.
Stuff like that, where it is so genre, it is so vampire, but man, is it good. And it's Robert Eggers, so it's the guy that made
Love him.
The
Lighthouse,
and
one
all
of my
that stuff.
favorite
So
movies ever.
He obviously knows what he's doing, but I would say you need to watch Nosferatu because I think you'll probably keep that in pretty high regard in your ranking of vampire movies.
I hope so. I'm so picky, and I like it. It really takes me by surprise. Even like Only Lovers Left Alive, I'd heard only good things, and I like the director.
Sure.
So I was, and everyone in the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is an easy win. So right before it, I also watched the movie that I forgot the title of a couple of episodes ago that I'm forgetting the name of again, with Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney.
I don't know what. I don't remember
What
if
is
we
it
figured out
called?
what it was called.
I don't remember what it's called. It's
Tarantino and
the
George
Dead.
Clooney?
The Dead.
The Dead Don't Die?
No, it's not The Dead Don't Die. That's a zombie movie. It's
The Dead.
not Dead by Daylight. I always think it's that. Oh my god.
Death Proof.
No, we had the same conversation
Yeah.
like 3 episodes ago.
Just put it in a
Oh my
comment.
God.
Somebody put it in a comment.
He did, and he was so nice about it, despite being a little passive aggressive. But he was so polite. Oh, my
Somebody
God.
put it in our comments? I didn't even see.
No, I forget what he said. Girl, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
I don't know.
That
it, so
movie
I got
where
nothing
Salma
for you.
Hayek has the snake and she gets scared, and it's Quentin Tarantino as the racist rapist, and we had the same discussion. I know you made that
Yeah,
same
I'm sure I made
joke.
the same exact joke.
Oh my god. Anyway, it
I
was
know.
right after
We know
that.
it.
So I'm like, anything's an improvement
Sure.
from that. And it was Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton taking a nap for 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, it's the sleepiest, most like if you're not into it, is the most boring thing ever made.
My favorite part of the entire movie was when they were playing chess together, because
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton is just so captivating.
Yeah.
That I could, oh my god, her and oh my god, Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Ooh, just put them in a room doing jack shit, shitting on the toilet.
That
I will
meme
be
that's
like
Tilda
gagged.
Swinton is so good at acting. She'd be playing anyone. Like you could be Tilda Swinton and you wouldn't even know. She played Bob Dylan. She's played everybody. Like it's crazy. She's like just completely malleable.
Oh my god,
She's
she's
so cool.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Gorgeous.
I have yet to see her in a movie where I wasn't like, wow, that was like the greatest performance in this movie.
Same thing with Lucy Liu, one of my favorite
Oh,
actresses.
yeah.
Michelle Yeoh. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well,
always
Michelle Yeoh in Wicked was horrible.
I see. I haven't seen it, so she is still a
Just
goddess in my
skip it.
mind.
Skip it.
I
The first
intend
one's
to.
fine, but
I have no interest in Wicked. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
there's
read the
no-
book,
yeah.
and
the
Munchkins-
play and the book are
Very
completely
different. Yeah.
Well,
That's why I
the
never
book is
got-
way worse.
I
Well, I
nev-
mean, like way darker.
that's why I like the book, and I never got into the musical because the Munchkins don't have a song about jacking off.
There's no way that's in the book.
If I'm recalling correctly, they do for like an entire page and a half.
We're gonna have a little jacking off counter in the corner of the episode. It's gonna be like Neon Genesis and then
Yeah.
Munchkins.
Yeah.
Thing.
I don't know why I'm doing a clicking sound. I think I got too many robots on
Somebody
my.
clicker trained. Okay, no, sorry. I think that's like the second episode in a row I've made a joke about being clicker trained, which is not true. And I don't know anything about that freak shit.
Can I tell you
Yeah.
about my monthly watch list?
Yeah. So what's in a list of like 100 not photos. What am I saying?
100 photos of vampires. I go.
In a list of 100 movies.
Why are you asking me to
of
sign in?
Vampires and zombies. What how do you prioritize? What goes to the top of the list?
I wish I had a criteria for it. I almost
Okay.
said criterion. That
It's
shows
just
you
like-
how much of a cinephile I really am. I like something that's really out there and really strange.
Sure.
Like Sinners I hate talking about it as a vampire movie because it spoils what makes that movie so good.
Sure.
It is a movie that you have to go in blind to.
Yeah.
Which is why you haven't seen it still. So I have
I
to
still
shut
have
the
not,
fuck
which
up.
is, yeah. There's a lot of discourse right now about who deserves the Oscar this year, if Michael B. Jordan will make it, or Timothy Chalamet, or whoever.
I don't want Timothy. He has too many movies. Was it for Marty Supreme?
Yeah, people think that it's going to be this big race
shit.
between Michael B. Jordan in Sinners and Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme.
Michael B. Jordan gave the performance of a lifetime.
Michael B.
in
Jordan
Sinners.
might
He
be
ate.
the most underserved, incredible actor we have.
He was so easily my favorite role I've ever seen him in, and he's in a lot of fucking movies.
And he's in good movies.
Only good
He has.
movies.
I don't know that he has
about.
ever missed, and for that to be the case is crazy.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people think Sinners is just okay.
Sure.
That it's like kind of like, I don't know. I've seen a couple people say now that it's a couple years behind where movies are at right now.
Interesting.
And I hate that.
Who gives a shit? It's good.
It's so... You haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it, but I know it's good.
The music is amazing. It's a genre bender. It's like, I don't know. Everything I would want to see in a movie, period, is in that movie. And I don't like musicals.
Damn.
But I do love music in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just... I can't even talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
But,
I dislike a lot when two movies get pitted against each other in some sort of culture thing. Like, people right now are doing a lot of Sinners versus Marty Supreme, and I'm like, well, why?
I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet, so we're kind of
also, why compare? I don't understand the need to say one is better than the other when they're very different. And my personal taste has like very little to do with that. It's just that I'm like, why? Like, who cares? Why do we need them to be in opposition as opposed to? I mean, this is that meme that's like, most people think if like there were two Superman movies in one decade that the fans would be confused, but 99% of people will go, holy shit, two Supermans, awesome.
True,
That's double the Superman.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the same with movies, where it's like, I don't really need to know like if Marty Supreme or Sinners is better. I'm excited that there are two movies. That's it.
I agree, but with the Oscars, it's so tricky. And I was thinking about this a lot last year for who was going to win. That was like the most tapped in I've ever been to the Oscars, by the way, because there's so many good contenders. Anora's win always pisses me off, and I like that movie a lot. Anora winning.
Oh, yeah, nobody wanted that to win.
Quite a few. I really liked...
the Academy voters wanted it to win, but...
the Oscars is interesting because it feels like a marker of where America as a country is culturally and historically in the moment. Like, the biggest example I always think of is Green Book winning over Roma.
Yes.
And, like, Roma won, like, I don't even know. I don't know if it had any wins. It might have won one award,
I think
but it was so...
largely snubbed, and that was... even the night it happened, people were like, why the fuck is this happening? Yeah,
and that was just such a cultural moment. And I feel like this, and last year, honestly, was a big thing for that. Except last year had the exception of just so many, like, good... They were tapped the fuck in last year. That's the democratic way of saying it.
Amelia Perez nominations. What the hell was that?
Well, did it win anything?
Yeah.
Or wait, oh my god, it did! I forgot!
Yeah, like won a bunch.
I forgot!
Or at least one multiple, yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean, that there was a really stacked year.
From penis to vagina, man to woman,
I can't believe
man.
that was like... Because it was up against, like, good shit, too.
Yeah, I totally forgot it had any wins. No, I was tapped the fuck into, like, every other movie other than that. But, like, I'm Still Here...
Right.
Got majorly snubbed last year. I didn't even watch that movie, and I was so fucking mad about it because I knew that was a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I also hate the concept or how people talk about Oscar bait. I understand the philosophy behind it.
Well, I think when people talk about Oscar bait, I just read something about this about The Brutalist, and talking about that as an example of Oscar bait. That it was Oscar bait where it wasn't like they released it at a strategic time to try to get an Oscar nomination. The movie itself is self-serious, self-important men talking to each other in rooms for long stretches of time about how their life
did it better.
Right. But talking to each other about how their life is hard because they have to abandon their wife and children. Yeah. And it's like, that is Oscar bait, because it is like playing to the Academy voters and playing into like sensibilities of Hollywood that will get them the award. It doesn't mean that it is a bad movie, but it's like the new definition of Oscar bait rather than what it used to be, which is like an emotional movie.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. The new definition is literally like going right to the face of the Academy voters being like, don't you like this exact thing?
Yeah.
And I think when that changed was Babylon. Damien Chazelle's Babylon.
I forgot. I haven't seen it yet.
Because I think that was this moment where it was Oscar bait in a big way, but it didn't work. He didn't like sweep the Oscars. And I think it represented
Everyone
the shift.
hated that
where,
movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the culture didn't like it. It represented the shift where now it was like to be an Oscar bait movie, you had to be like way more direct to only the Academy voters. People went and saw The Brutalist, but not enough people for it to be like the face of movies last year.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many better. The only time I can think of in my lifetime, basically, that, or at least in my conscious adult lifetime, that a movie has been both the pinnacle of culture that year and Best Picture is Oppenheimer.
So I never saw Oppenheimer, so that one kind of like went so over my head in a way that
Sure.
shocked me. But yeah, that was like what was cool for me at the time was that many people going to the movie theater.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's like always what I'm
Yeah.
most passionate about is
Amazing.
like keeping movie theaters alive.
Yeah.
It is a magical, beautiful place, and I
Yeah.
hope they exist forever.
Yeah.
Like genuinely. God, drive-in theaters. We got one in Washington, and I love it. I hope they exist for forever.
I've never been. I should.
We should go.
I know,
When
I
you get a
know.
car, we gotta
Yeah.
go. But yeah, I totally forgot what I was saying. I just started thinking
About
about movie theaters and
the
swooning.
Oppenheimer and Best Picture winners and like whether or not they represent culture.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
the
the only
Oscars
one I can
sucks
think of.
any which way is the thing too.
Yeah.
So I can't even argue for or against it. It's just like it with how it works. There's not really a way that's gonna please everyone, and that's fine. But
Sure.
I do appreciate how, or I can appreciate when it's a movie that I like.
Sure, yeah.
When it's representing where we're at historically and as a culture.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to like kind of zoom out and look at. May I tell you my monthly watch?
Yes, I want to know what's on the monthly watch list.
I'll get it through it fast because I know you got stuff you want to do and talk about. This is in no particular order, but I will say I watched Norway first, and it was released in 2014. I do not know how to pronounce the director's last name, but his first name is Giannis.
Okay, nice.
It was very good. I also got Lady Vengeance, which is a Park Chan-wook. Park Chan-wook.
Nice.
I also
Saved
don't.
that.
I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these names. I'm sorry. I got Thirst, another vampire movie after that, same
Fire.
director.
That's a great name for a vampire movie.
I'm so excited. It seems very Cronenbergian.
Yeah.
I'm a Cyborg, but that's okay. Also by Park Chan-wook, actually. I did not know
Ooh.
that. That's been on my watch list for like 2 years now.
Fire.
Love at First Bite by 1979. Stan Dragoti.
Nice. Hell yeah.
That's a vampire comedy. Surf Nazis Must Die, 1987 by Peter George.
Fire.
Excited
You're
for
not
that
planning
one.
on any rom-coms this month or like...
Begotten, 1989, directed by E. Elias Merhige, 72 minutes. The extraordinary first film from the director of Shadow of the Vampire.
Ah, yes, Shadow of the Vampire.
Begotten is the creation myth brought to life, the story of no less than the violent death of God and the rebirth of nature on a barren earth.
Wow. Heavy stuff. No like Will Ferrell movies in here or anything? Or
Nosferatu the Vampire, Nosferatu Fanter der Nacht by Werner Herzog, 1979. Medea, 1969. Pier Paolo Pasolini.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, totally.
I'm gonna get fucking scalped for that. Excalibur, 1981. John Borman. The Reflecting Skin, Philip Ridley, 1990.
This is for 1 month.
For 1 month.
This is literally more movies than I have watched in the last 3 years.
I used to do this every month for like a year.
I mean, I respect it so much. I just like...
I usually don't get to all of them. There's like one or two that I can't find, so I
Sure.
don't watch them. But I try to get through as many as I can. This started in October of 2023, I believe, which is when I did my Carpenter-tober, when I tried to watch all of John Carpenter's movies for all of the month. And I
Amazing.
didn't watch Halloween and The Fog.
That is so crazy to me. I
his
understand
two
the
most
fog.
famous-
I know that's a big one, but like not
I couldn't
watching
find
Halloween.
them. I couldn't. I hadn't started pirating yet. Not that I would ever do such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're not pirating now.
Yeah.
We're just saying I also wasn't doing it at the time.
I LARP, and that's how I watch the movies.
Right.
Rise Blood Hunter 2007 by Sebastian. My Spanish is really bad. But it has Lucy Liu, and she's a vampire reporter,
Sweet.
and I love her.
You gotta add Renfield on there. Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
He's on my vampire watch list.
Nice.
I gotta like.
That's a great flick.
Really? You liked it?
Yeah, it's fun. It's got Aquafina, so it's not great the whole time, but
Don't you talk smack on her. She might play the same character and everything, but she does it real well.
yeah, that character is Aquafina the person.
It's great. Love it.
It's a very funny movie because it's Nicholas Hoult, so then you watch that and then you watch Nosferatu and he's like the same guy again, but like in the 1600s. It's really funny that he did both those movies. And in both movies, he's like the guy who gets sucked into the plot of the vampire. It's so funny.
This is the last one on the watch list.
Dracula 3000.
I love the poster for this movie. It's
That
so
is
good.
scary.
It's my Discord profile picture now because I love the poster so much. Dracula 3000, 2004, directed by Daryl James Root. It has Coolio in it as one of the main characters.
I mean, based on that poster and the year it was released, somebody somewhere, either I Am Legend took inspiration from Dracula 3000 or Dracula 3000 took inspiration from
look
I Am
at the
Legend.
banner on this. I
Or
love
not
it.
I Am Legend, iRobot.
I love the banner on this movie.
That's
The
great.
screen cap.
That's great.
It's so good.
Who
Anyway,
made it? Is it like on a $10 budget?
it kind of is like one of the worst vampire movies ever made. It has a 1.6 average star rating on Letterboxd, which tells you all you really need to know.
Oh, yeah.
He did a movie. I know exactly how I found this movie actually now. He did a movie called Prey, which stars
Wait, P-R-E-Y or P-R-A-Y?
Prey.
Oh.
And I'm just now realizing I discovered and put Dracula 3000 on my vampire watch list because I was looking to go back to the Predator movie, Prey, which I
Right.
do enjoy
Oh,
greatly.
so you searched Prey and
And it
popped
was
up
one of the
him.
things.
Oh my
things that
god!
popped
I
up.
was gonna ask if that's the movie you were referring to as the Predator one,
Oh
but
my god. I do love that movie though. Only Predator movie I've ever seen.
interesting. I'm always curious about those because I've never watched any of the Alien movies or any of the Predator movies, and I'm like, I wonder which ones you can just cold watch without any context. And I think
know.
Prey you can because I don't think it's connected to any
Yeah.
big lore or anything.
I knew nothing and I really, really liked it.
Well,
I
we're
wanna
famous
watch
on
the new
TikTok
one.
for talking about Predator because we talked about Peter Cullen making the Predator noise.
Right, and I didn't know it was him and I got
Popped
really
off,
excited.
Yeah.
And also, while I'm in here, November was directed by Rainer Sarnet, and it's Estonia is where it takes
Wow.
place.
Okay. Nice.
And this is gonna sound fucking crazy out of context, but only time I've ever enjoyed a rape scene in a movie.
What the hell?
It is one of the hardest things for me to watch in movies and just in media ever. I think it's
enjoyed
always
is such a big word.
so. Do you remember Hardcore Henry? That movie?
No.
It's the first person movie where he's like doing parkour and like shooting people.
Oh yeah.
They hardcore Henry the rape scene, but it's like a dark comedy. Like he's just going batshit.
Okay.
Not to say I liked the thing,
You said
but
enjoyed, but yes.
I didn't mean it like
That's
oh
wild.
yeah. I
That
don't
is
mean
such
it.
a wild way to shoot something like that.
That's the thing is that it comes out of complete nowhere. But in a movie where the point is that everyone fucking sucks as a person, including your protagonist.
Interesting.
It
Just like Breaking Bad.
Just
That's what people with no media literacy say when you talk about complicated protagonists. They go,
me
it's like in Breaking Bad, you're supposed to think he's a bad guy.
when I'm
Yes, that's the pilot episode is about that. So
me,
yes.
me when I'm a poor teenage girl in like I don't know 19-something era Estonia, and I'm a little witch that might also be a vampire or not vampire werewolf. It's a little hard to tell, and I smoke a little because Walter White came and gave it to
Well,
me.
yes, yeah. There's a
obviously.
cameo by Jesse Pinkman in this movie set in Estonia. In the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
It's pretty- he was
And
a-
Jane's there too. And
Yeah. It's a whole subplot.
Yeah, and she wears her oversized T-shirt and slays. But yeah, enjoys is too strong of a word, but it's like the only time I've been able to sit through a rape scene. How about that?
Okay, that's
That's what I
much
meant.
better way to say it.
I
could
appreciated it.
tolerate or
I appreciated it from like a creative standpoint
Yeah.
because normally that is like when I hard nope out of any movie,
Yeah,
even if it's
yeah.
like tastefully done and cuts away.
Right.
It's so hard for me to
Oh
watch.
yeah, I mean, I can't think of any time that I would be like, that was necessary to the story. Like that really paid off the arc.
Yeah, it was.
Not that I think
I'm not
that-
selling
I mean,
November very
I don't
good.
think depiction equals endorsement. All that's
Yeah.
yes, obviously. But I also am like, I don't know. I just can't always see a path where like I would be like, oh great, I'm glad you put that in the movie. That really helped the story along.
There's talking machines called krats,
Perfect.
and they're made out of pipes and buckets and animal
I
parts.
think I'm really gonna like this one.
and they wax poetic,
Oh.
and they say hard ass shit. It's fucking awesome. That movie's really good though. I know,
Say
like
hard as shit.
I know saying I enjoyed the rape scene in the movie is a really hard sell. But it's a genuinely
if I saw
really
that
good
on
movie.
your letterbox, like that was the review, I would be like,
What was my
I'm
letterbox
blocking
review?
you.
We'll pivot after this, I promise. But what? Oh, hold on. I need to pause real moment. I got a text from my father. But what was my log before I get distracted? Oh yeah, I watched Chainsaw Man the movie. That movie was very good. What did I watch? I watched Fooly Cooley right after Evangelion. That one was hard. I watched The Dead Don't Die right before that. That one was also hard. November. I said Feast for the Heart, which I do agree. I think it's a very human movie in a very strange way.
Okay.
There's like Anatomy of a Fall on scale of like one of the most human movies ever made.
Right.
I feel like November falls somewhere on that level.
Wow.
To me.
I love Anatomy of a Fall. So that
I wouldn't say it's like the same emotional level, but in terms of like humanity in a movie and just how complex and nuanced it is up there for me.
Anatomy of a Fall is so crazy because I remember watching that movie and when it was over being like, I guess I didn't even realize that I have never seen someone act well until I
dog
saw her.
acted.
Sandra Hüller, I think is her name.
Yeah.
I was like, not even when you watch an actor and you're like, what a good performance. I was like, have I just like never seen someone act before? Like it kind of blew my mind where I was like,
it reset my standard for movies, not even kidding.
I was like, I guess the only other person I've ever seen do that is Frances McDormand with Nomadland and Three Billboards. Yeah. In both cases, I left that movie being like, maybe I've never seen someone act in a convincing way up until this point. And like, it was so good. And Anatomy of a Fall, same deal. Well, even within Anatomy of a Fall, a movie with some of the best acting I've ever seen.
The dog
she's
even.
Still, right.
The
she's
dog
still
even.
the best actress in that movie. And you're dealing with like once in a lifetime performances from everyone else in the movie. Yeah. It's crazy. That movie is so well acted. Unbelievable. And just the way that movie balances like your preconceived ideas as a viewer about like what is happening versus like the manipulation of facts by every single person in the story. Like you, by the end of the movie, you're like a little bit more confused, but you're also like remembering that you're watching it happen and you're not there and you don't know these people. So good. Such a good movie.
Now imagine that, but it's a black and white fantasy movie in Estonia.
Okay.
In the late 19th century.
I'm sold.
And there's little creatures.
You're gonna send me a link to a shady website and I'll check it out.
Yeah, in my pirate LARPing.
Right. Well,
and I put on my iParch and my iParch and I have my
hook hand
and my parrot.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and on my shoulder, and I go, yeah.
You'll go, we're sailing the high seas. I'm trying to watch the Estonian movie, actually. So.
Yeah. Estonian pirate.
An important piece of business that I wanted to get to by the end of our time is because, podcast about Transformers.
To sell toys.
To sell toys, obviously.
What
kind of toys are they selling for, like, all these violent horror movies?
All the shit that I talk about on this toys podcast, I'm so sorry to any parents that catches...
title for the show, it's less about...
What if a kid watches this? I'm just now realizing that.
No kids are watching my channel.
You block each one. Yeah.
It's gay people, I hope, and probably mostly single adult men.
Are you ready to take one for the team? For me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We would not be doing this if I wasn't prepared to lose viewers or whatever. Something.
No, I mean for this, because I can't.
Oh, yeah. So this is the important thing. So I had seen these a while back, and I thought it would be special for our Transformers podcast to drink Transformers soda. I think this is Optimus Prime Jizz or whatever.
Yeah, and it's white, and it's a little...
And it's creamy, and it's really sticky, and it's just like you drink it, and it's just like hard to swallow. But this is from Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This is I just think this is really funny because all the can designs have Optimus Prime, and then it's I just killed you.
My boob fell out a little bit too.
I think this is fun because it doesn't describe the flavor. It just says, it says it's Ramoon, but we'll see.
I don't think they're allowed to.
I just love the idea that it's like just unlabeled Optimus Prime drink, and then. Had to finish off the set.
They put him in the car shop, and there's a big guy under there.
Yeah, you know all about that. And then there's the Bumblebee one, which looks like a can of pure piss. Just like...
Shut up, girl.
It says... Hang on, this is
I'm 12 years old. You're like Optimus Prime jizz and Bumblebee piss, and I'm like gone.
No kid is watching this, so we're fine. Oh Japanese Ramoon, grape flavor is what it says.
I'm sorry, Mom and Dad.
I want to crack this one first because I want to see if it does taste like piss. Why would you have a grape flavored soda and have all the branding yellow?
Toilet wine.
This is Jankum. You guys know about Jankum? Okay, we're gonna crack this up and get that crisp can
What if
opening.
it just spills all over you? Ooh. Ooh. A little bit of nail action on that. Do a little bit of ASMR for the people.
ASMR. Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
sip.
okay.
Ready?
Shh.
Okay. It's refreshing. I like Ramoon sodas a lot. I like the little marble that you gotta slam through the little tube.
Is there a marble?
Yeah, there's a marble in the Ramoon soda. Yeah.
No, in that one.
Not in this. This.
Oh, you don't get a piece of him?
No,
What's
I
his pee?
wish.
One of his bladder stones?
Bumblebeenus. You said bladder stones. When Bumblebee passes a kidney stone, they liquefy it. They use it like a liquid IV in a can of sparkling water.
I thought they were called bladder
I'm
stones
having
for a
this
second.
very weird mismatch between taste and visual because I'm not anticipating a great
my God.
flavor because I'm drinking it out of a yellow can.
Yeah. They gotta make them pink. They gotta turn them into a girl.
Well, yellow is gender neutral. There's pink for girls and blue
yeah.
for boys and yellow for non-binary, obviously.
Obviously.
And Bumblebee, I don't
Is
know.
your microphone non-binary? Explain that.
Well, which Bumblebee is this from the movies where his face looks
Completely
like that?
ignored my question.
Sorry, I'm curious
I
about
think
which.
that's just straight up Bumblebee the movie.
Isn't there? I don't know anything about the Bayverse movies, but isn't there a stretch where he has a normal face and then another one where he doesn't, and that's when he starts talking like a radio? I don't really know anything about these movies. Every time we do a Transformers podcast and I have to reveal that I know basically nothing about the Transformers at all, hilarious. I'm going, what's the plot of the movie? What's the little fucked up yellow guy? Oh, I wanted to talk about this though. This is related to that. Why? We did a post being like, what's your top... Okay.
Oh my god.
We did a post talking about what is your favorite Transformer of all time, your top 5 favorite Transformers.
Yeah.
You can tell me, you will know this. Why has not a single person commented Bumblebee? I have not seen a single comment that says Bumblebee is my favorite Transformer. You didn't say it. No one said it on any of the TikToks, any of the clips. Nothing.
In the wise words of a good friend of mine, Bumblebee is a nothing burger character. Cliff.
But why?
So he's cool, but only sometimes, and he's cool if you're like a little boy, which like me.
Sure. But what? There's never been a compelling piece of media with Bumblebee as part of the story? Like, I just find that hard to believe when you guys are getting on there being like, I liked when like, you know, Clanker and Robo Jackoff were like having that like deep conversation about their origin and like their history and...
I'm a bad Transformers fan because I like Cliff Jumper more, which is just Bumblebee but red, design wise.
Okay.
Character wise, Cliff Jumper usually dies first. We've talked about this, so he doesn't really get a moment to shine. But in Skybound he does, and in in Fall of Cybertron he does get a moment.
Sure.
Cliff Jumper is Bumblebee with sauce. Is the too long didn't read. Even longer version, in my opinion, is that the only times I've really liked Bumblebee, IDW, this is a really hot take. I'm gonna get jumped by a lot of Transformers fandom people. I am a huge fan of what happens with Bumblebee and Starscream in the IDW comics.
Interesting.
Starscream, I believe, I forget, kills Bumblebee.
Wow.
And Starscream's a little schizo.
Oh.
And hallucinates Bumblebee, and he essentially becomes like his conscious in the back of his head.
Oh.
But also like an alter, it's left ambiguous.
Sure.
They're robots.
Yeah,
There
sure.
is many like psychological arguments to be had about it.
Sure.
And to diagnose Starscream and his many various personality disorders across the media that he is in.
Interesting.
However, he is not doing great mentally and is grappling with being like the leader of Cybertron, basically, and getting everything that he's ever worked for and being the emperor and all this. And it is juxtaposed, or I don't know if that's the right word, but it runs kind of parallel to the Windblade Omnibus that I'm lending you and what happens in that, except I don't like how he's written in that one, so it's a little tough.
So in a case like that, Bumblebee's
It's cool as fuck.
greatest story is when he's adjacent to a character that has something interesting going on.
Yeah, I like Bumblebee in the Bumblebee movie is like hands down the best live action movie of
Okay.
Transformers in my opinion. Not only because it's like G1 beauty CGI wise, but like
I know. I watched like literally 1 minute of it, and then something came up, and we had to stop watching it. But that first minute on the Cybertron, I was like, "This is the coolest shit I've ever seen."
it's so good. I need to text my dad back. That reminded me. It is
Like,
a
Dad,
very
They were on Cybertron. They had a war. This was a whole problem. They had to come to Earth. Your dad's like, I was seeing if you could pick something up.
That's literally what he texted me.
Yeah.
He's like asking about me. But it's a really good coming of age movie, which is why I like it, and that's why a lot of people don't like it.
Okay.
But for a target market of like tweens, I think it works great.
Yeah.
And it's just like a fun, lighthearted movie.
So that's the reason that no one in the comments is saying Bumblebee's my favorite Transformer. It's because the target market is he's a toy and he's like a bubbly character, and there isn't like what these other characters have, which is that like you read a comic run and you get this like really substantive, really interesting story.
Well, that's the thing too. So Bumblebee has always kind of been like the fan favorite. It wasn't originally marketed that way in G1. It was actually
Okay.
marketed as
I was going to
Hound.
ask about that.
Yeah.
If Bumblebee was like that prior to the Bayverse movies.
So this is so crazy. So in the G1 cartoon, the original cartoon, there's the human boy, Spike, Spike Witwicky,
Yep.
who we meet and love in Skybound. I love what they do with him.
Yeah.
But he's running around, but his like Transformer best friend is Hound, who's like this green guy that you never really hear about anymore, but he's this like army Humvee essentially with like a missile on the back. And he's kind of like not like the right-hand guy of the Autobots, but he's definitely one of the more active members in the beginning of the show.
Really?
And then around like episode 3, 4, 5 maybe, Bumblebee kind of suddenly replaces his role with his relationship to Spike.
Okay.
And I think that's because his toy just sold more. And I don't remember why or recall why, but there's this like hard line in the show. I mean, also they didn't like animate them on a weekly basis, so I have no idea what actually happened.
But I'm sure
like,
to some extent they were reacting to that stuff.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you like don't really see Hound in later episodes of the show.
Wow,
He kind
interesting.
of just disappears. Similar thing happened with Jetfire. He's there for like 3, 4 episodes total, maybe. But he's like one of the coolest figures. So now he's like the super sought after toy, that they never make any like molds for.
Interesting.
But yeah, so Bumblebee is like the toy.
Right.
But when it comes to like if one is gonna get like me all uppity about the story and the lore and the plot, Bumblebee doesn't really have a lot of good story arcs.
Sure.
And the same is applicable to Optimus, and that's because those two characters are supposed to be able to be projected onto by children.
I guess
Whereas
in Optimus' case, he's so central that he has both all of the like fan servicey tween content that Bumblebee has, but he also has like all of the good storylines written with all the characters because he is the face of the franchise. So he's going to have in all the media, he's going to be represented somehow.
which is interesting because there's a lot of cases where Optimus doesn't. At the same time, he's like involved with everything, but there's no like emotional core to it, which is where I get frustrated.
Yeah.
In IDW, that's actually one of my biggest gripes with
Yeah.
Optimus, but also why I like it so much is that it makes Megatron such a much stronger character
Yeah.
and like narratively.
Because it's not just in opposition to Optimus.
Well, yeah, because he's like it's a class war.
Yeah.
And Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, is a fucking cop. And his best friend for like so long
Yeah.
was this like communist philosopher basically.
Interesting.
Megatron in IDW was an author.
Wow.
He was a class hero author.
Yeah.
And the More Than Meets the Eye, Lost Light, whatever the fuck,
Do they
ended
ever,
with him returning to that.
within that, do they ever reconcile the fact that, like, if you're going to sympathize with Optimus, he needs to have a more complicated view of the world than, like, the ruling power is correct? Because, like, I can understand how you could do something really cool with that where, yes, him and Megatron stay enemies, but he also becomes a sympathetic protagonist because you're able to recognize...
Megatron or Optimus?
Optimus. Meaning, like, he goes from, like, oh, he's a cop, so, like... I don't know. Like, I'm curious about, like, how they handle... Is there an evolution of those stances of, like, revolutionary author versus cop?
I'm going to answer this in a second because I need to answer this text for real.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Break time. Cutting briefly.
And then we'll probably circle up
Okay.
shortly thereafter, because we're at hour 15.
I feel so bad having like a fucking blunt short text.
What did he say?
He said, "Are you okay for the evening? We're going to my favorite pizza place for dinner."
Oh!
I know. But that's not like a thing against me. It's just they're going there. They're actually going to be like super close by.
Oh, no way. Well, you can swing over and say hey.
Nah, they're going to be gone in like soon.
Oh, they're currently there.
They're going there probably right now. It always takes them 30 minutes to an hour to leave the house. So they could be there when I'm leaving. They couldn't. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you guys share location at all? Can you see where they are?
I could, yeah.
I finally killed that with my parents a couple months ago after I was like, oh,
I need to do that.
I don't want them to know.
I need to do that, but also it's so handy. I love spying on them.
I like spying on them, but...
You don't want them spying on you.
I still see their location, but I was like, once I came out, I was like, well, I don't want them to know where I am, you know?
Yeah.
I might be at the club.
At the club. Optimus Prime is where we're at, right?
Yeah, how does that relationship change over the course of the IDW run, if it does at all?
I'll be real, I don't remember, but I can say my favorite reconciliation of those two characters is an Earthspark easily. I haven't finished the show, so that might be a crazy take, but the beginning of Earthspark as a show, I think it's really interesting. I know that they kind of nosedive it in season 2, unfortunately, but Optimus being like kind of the bad guy, and now a neutral party that is doing what he thinks is for the survival of his species, the Cybertronians, but is actually like also holding them back and villainizing their kind in the eyes of human society is really fucking cool. And also, I don't think you know anything about Earthspark, right?
No, not at all.
So Earthspark, what happens is that you're following this human family, as you always do. One of them works for this human organization. I always forget the name. It's been a minute. But she's a park ranger. She's fucking badass. She's an amputee. She's a veteran. And she was like besties with Megatron during the Autobot Decepticon War. And she was like working for this organization as a foot soldier.
Whoa. Okay.
And then because of her, he joins the Autobots technically, but it's like this neutral faction organization that the Autobots happen to join.
Gotcha.
Because they're like, if we want to survive on this planet, we have to
work together to some degree.
Integrate.
Interesting.
And I think it works really interestingly with identity politics, but handling it in a show for 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
It is very interesting to me because it's kind of overtly grappling with a lot of just like being a person of color in America. That's kind of a part of the show because it's following this Black and Filipino family, which my family's Filipino, so whenever they talk about Filipino shit, I'm like, yeah!
That's so cool, yeah.
Bumblebee becomes like honorary Filipino later on. It's so funny. Not actually, but like it's so cute. It makes me very happy.
They're like comfortable tackling it. It's not like...
It's one of the strongest parts of the show, and it's so hard to have a Transformers show with a strong human element, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
I think it balances the cool robot fights to like mundane family dinners really well. I love the balance that they strike there. But also like Optimus Prime, kind of a bad guy, doing his best for like what he thinks is the greater good as a Prime.
Yeah.
But also he's like a fucking dork that is on the Transformers dating app that apparently exists in this universe, and he's holding a fish.
Amazing.
It's so funny, and he's like wet.
Crazy.
It's so funny.
That's actually crazy
He
because
finger
that
guns.
presents an analog to human civilization in a big way that tells you who he is in a way that we can understand.
Yeah, and then
that is so interesting.
And then Megatron on the opposite end, he's working with Optimus, and he's kind of set aside their differences, and he thinks now that Earth and humanity is a thing worth protecting.
Right.
It's also for the survival of their species, but in this complete opposite way where him upholding that isn't him trying to integrate into human society.
Right.
It's him standing up for Decepticons who are getting like forcefully imprisoned just for being Decepticons.
Damn.
And
that's really interesting.
I've talked about this, I think, on episode 1 or 2 of the pod, where it has one of the most like genuinely, I might get flack for this, nerve-wracking fight scenes I've ever seen,
Really?
like in a children's show ever.
Huh.
It is they do this twice in the first season.
Interesting.
It is a single shot of the big Transformers fight from the ground level while you have the main character who is the mom. You follow the show from the perspective of the 2 children, her 2 kids.
Okay.
But it's the mom like scooping up her kids in the middle of this huge fucking fight, and them almost getting crushed by cars and feet, just like left and right. It's them trying to get to like cover.
Interesting.
It is so
Wow.
tense. It's like a 2-minute shot. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
it's
really,
crazy.
really cool. That's so cool. Huh.
Anyway,
That's really
yeah.
interesting. I find that stuff really, like, when they're... I mean, obviously, this is, like, the story of Skybound and all these other runs and stuff, but something like that where they are able to be like, if you're going to relate to the characters at all, you have to have a way to have an analog. You have to be like, well, this is what it's like in the real world. Mm-hmm. And then you can get the story out of that. You can be like, and they're big robots and they fight and whatever. But it's kind of telling you something about the world we live in. And that's cool.
I really liked it. I think it was just, it's a show for 8-year-olds in a very timely manner. I like that they kind of returned to form with it being vaguely educational, even though it's like big robots fighting.
Yeah.
Like it has the new Transformers that are Terrans, and they're Transformers that are made on Earth for some unknown reason, and that's kind of like the core mystery of the show is why do they exist? Why are they tied to these children?
Yeah.
Like, what is the family dynamic now? And one of those Terrans is Nightshade, I think is their name.
Okay.
They're non-binary.
Wow.
This is handled very swiftly in the show.
Yeah.
They, like, are born and then are kind of, like, left aside while the action happens for a minute, and they're just kind of, like, bumbling along. And then the first sit-down conversation, I think Optimus says he and, like, misgenders on accident. And Nightshade is immediately like, hey, I don't think I'm a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
I think I'm just Nightshade. And... you know what?
Damn.
Work. It was like very
Crazy.
cute. And then they have like their whole episode arc and they get to talk to fucking Tarantulas, one of the coolest characters in all of Transformers.
Sweet.
I think I showed you
You're
that.
selling me on this. I might have to give it a watch.
It's a show for 8-year-olds, but it's just so endearing to me.
Yeah.
And I was getting at earlier, it also has one of the most compelling Bumblebee narratives, I think.
Oh, okay. So it does something with him.
Yeah, he's like the point transformer, like throughout the entire show, other than like the Terrans. And he's teaching the Terrans about being a transformer, what it's like. And again, it's that kind of like parental role. This is how you exist. This is how you do things.
Having him be mentor, which I can see that being an interesting thing for Bumblebee because he has played the sidekick kid character for a while.
And that's his whole thing is that he's famous.
Yeah.
And then he went into hiding.
Yeah.
And now he's like trying to be like an Autobot scout again.
Okay.
But his task, his mission given to him by Optimus Prime is to tend to this family and be a mentor. So he's grappling with that.
I dig it.
And it's just this very endearing thing where you get like all the typical Bumblebee stuff, but he feels like more of a character. And that's very cool.
That's cool. And here
It's a
I
cute
am
show.
drinking a can
Of his
his
pee.
urine.
Yeah.
Here
Show
today.
the other one.
So,
You gotta try the other one too.
Well, now I'm going to actually drink this because it's good. So if I open the other one, then it's like I'm wasting it. So we'll save it and we can start next episode drinking the Optimus Prime. So I think that'll land
cream.
better. And speaking of next step, we probably should about
I know. I yapped.
circle it up. No, it's
Yes.
great. I mean,
Yapped.
I am stoked to. I probably will try to find some of these vampire movies that you're describing because they sound really fun.
Watch Norway, please.
And yeah, Norway sounds great. I would love to give that a watch. And
I would just want to hear your opinion on it because if you hate it, I'm going to be over the moon talking about it. If you love it, I'm going to be over the moon talking about it. If you're like, just okay.
we're gonna have a sign at Comic-Con that says, "If you have seen Norway
From
come talk to us."
2014.
Norway 2014.
The Greek
Come
vampire
talk
movie.
to us. We'll pay you $1 to give us your opinions. One person at all of Comic-Con is gonna come up and go, yeah. I'll
What
talk
if it's
to you."
like 50? That would be so cunty. I want to talk to 50 people about a vampire movie.
How many
that
people in the city of Seattle do you think have watched that movie? Well,
We
actually,
have Scarecrow Video.
higher than most cities. Yeah, I'm willing to say that.
I want the film freaks to turn up and turn out.
If you're a fan, if you're a viewer, make sure that you find us with our sign at Comic-Con and
Be really nice to me. I'm going to be wearing scary high heels.
right. And yeah, so true. I'm probably gonna be wearing an all goth outfit and have a giant sword.
You're going to look cunt.
It's gonna look amazing. If that's the day I do cosplay, we'll see. We'll see.
I might wear Crocs
But
too.
I've got the
Might
bangs
switch
now,
it up.
so it'll be perfect.
Yeah, let's get another round of applause to close this out for the hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, do a little.
And doing this, I'm giving myself neck pain now by just shaking my head around it.
New stem
happy
unlocked.
with it.
Little-
All right. Well, we will see y'all next week, I suppose. Thank you for watching. Thank God that Mixed Camera was actually on this whole time.
Hopefully.
What a win.
Knock
No, it is.
on wood.
I made
okay,
sure.
Okay,
I made
okay,
sure.
okay.
Maybe my camera died. That would be really funny. No, it's plugged in. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye. Bye.